Y'all, let me tell you about this peach cobbler unleavened bread with peach filling and crumble toppings. It's everything you didn't even know you needed. So much so that I'm not even doing an intro. We're just going to get right into the meat and potatoes. I mean, the peach cobbler. So first things first, for some reason, I decided to use an entire block of cream cheese. Do not, I repeat, do not be like me. Use half a block of whatever the standard cream cheese size is. I think it's 8 ounces. So just half of that. Trust me, it'll turn out much better that way. But don't let all these steps intimidate you. I promise this recipe is super simple and the end result, oh baby, it is so worth it. So starting with the bread batter, I've already mixed that up for the most part. But what I did was I creamed together some softened butter and cream cheese until smooth and fluffy. Then I added my sugar, beat it in really well. Of course, if you have a hand mixer or even a stand mixer, that's going to do much better than my little whisk. But y'all, I got to upgrade. My little whisk that I had, or my hand mixer that I had, started to rust. So right now I'm using a little handheld whisk. But whether you have a whisk, a hand mixer, or a stand mixer, this recipe is going to turn out really well. So I mixed my eggs in one at a time, and don't forget your vanilla extract. Okay, you cannot forget that part. Also, make sure your ingredients are room temperature or melted. Like as far as your butter, you can melt your butter or you can leave it at room temperature. I melted mine, and then my cream cheese was room temperature and my eggs were room temperature. So in a separate bowl, I combined my dry ingredients, which was flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and you can add in salt. I actually forgot to. It still came out really good. So yeah, then after that, you're going to slowly add in your wet ingredients a little bit at a time. And then after that, you're going to go ahead and head to the stove so you can make your peach cobbler filling. So once we're done mixing up our batter here, we'll start talking about the peach cobbler filling, which is really the start of the show. That's what's going to make this bread literally tastes like peach cobbler. And I apologize in advance. I am a toddler mom of a 2-year-old, and she is in the background watching Elmo, so you may hear her pop in and out, but you know, that's just the vibes over here if you are new. Oh, I forgot about this part, y'all. Do not forget this part either. You want to add just a little bit of the syrup from your canned peaches. Now you can use fresh peaches. I am a homemaker, but sometimes I like to use canned goods because sometimes convenience will trump, you know, some other things. So in this video, I am using canned peaches, but if you want to use fresh peaches, girl, do your thing. But if you are using canned peaches, take a little bit of that syrup from the canned peaches and pour it in your batter. And so as far as the peaches go, we're going to chop those up really finely. I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a huge fan of big chunks of fruit in my baked goods. So I chop my peaches up really fine. So now we're getting into the peach cobbler filling. So in a saucepan, I melted a little bit of butter, and remember at the beginning of this video we had all our ingredients as far as the amount and everything. So right now I'm just telling you what I'm doing. So I'm taking a little bit of butter, then I added in my diced peaches along with some brown sugar, some cinnamon, nutmeg, and of course some vanilla, honey. Don't forget the vanilla. So I let that cook down for about 5 to 7 minutes until everything was syrupy and caramelized. So good, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I snuck a little taste. Okay, so now we're getting into the crumble topping. This is the last little step, I promise y'all. So in a bowl, I mix flour, brown sugar, and cinnamon. It does get a little messy. Make sure your hands are clean, especially if you are feeding other people this unleavened bread, because you are gonna have to get your hands dirty. So you want to make sure your butter is pretty cold. So then you're going to mix it up really good, like I said, until you get like a crumbly texture. You know, like little pebbles basically. So then I poured my unleavened bread in my pan. Make sure your pan is greased. I sprinkled that nice cobbler filling on top, and then I topped it off with our crumble. I baked it in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes. I took it out maybe 5 minutes before my timer went off, and y'all, look, Oh, before I get into how amazing this bread was, if you're not sure if the bread is done, stick a toothpick or a fork. The top is going to be a little bit moist because of the cobbler filling, but your cake should be done. So when you pull that fork out, you should not have any cake. You might have a little bit of the peach cobbler filling, but no cake on there. All right, y'all, look at this. Look at this. Do this not look like peach cobbler? But y'all, it's not peach cobbler. It's unleavened bread with a peach cobbler filling. So good. You get the best of worlds. Oh my gosh, y'all, I can't talk. It's just that good. You get the best of both worlds. Peach cobbler and cake, basically. So good. So here I am just cutting it into pieces. I'm cutting it this way because we are actually using this to break bread at my church. So we're cutting it into small little pieces so that everybody can have a nice little piece when they break their bread at the end of the Sabbath. Y'all, everybody loved this bread. I wish I had a reaction of my brother's face. Like, I wish I had a clip of his reaction when he tasted this bread. I'm telling you, you're gonna want to make this one, sis.